Your attention, please, ladies and gentlemen. You're watching, yes, the Yankees Entertainment and Sports Network.
Well, Aaron Judge chased history Sunday in Milwaukee, and you know what? With his 2 home runs, he almost caught it. He has 59 home runs on the season. Who's next up on the list that he's aiming for? Yeah, he's pointing to him. Babe Ruth. 60 home runs in 1927. And now, it is time for baseball as the Yes Network presents New York Yankees baseball. It's the New York Yankees against the Pittsburgh Pirates in the first game of a 2-game set from Yankee Stadium in the Bronx. Hi, everybody, and welcome to Yankees baseball. I'm with David Cohn and Paul O'Neill. I'm Michael Kay. Yes, the chase is on. Obviously, he's aiming for 62. But when you take a look at the season that Aaron Judge has put together, it's really otherworldly. These are Major League rankings, not American League rankings. First in all the significant categories, and he's just a smidge behind for the American League lead in batting average, which would make him a Triple Crown winner if the season ended that way. So take that all in and realize what he's done and what he's trying to do. Paul, you've been in the game a long time. Have you ever seen anything like this?
I've seen a lot of great players have great years, but I don't think I've ever seen anything like this. And you got to realize the Yankees are winning the American League East. And without Aaron Judge, the Yankees would not be anywhere close. They've been inconsistent. But one thing is for sure, you pick up either social media or the box scores every single day now to see what Aaron Judge did the day before.
All right, David, let's talk about historical perspective on these numbers.
Well, when you factor in the environment this league in this year, offense is down, home runs are down. Aaron Judge is way up. He's probably the best we've seen since his idol growing up, Bonds, in San Francisco, where he grew up watching Barry Bonds break the all-time home run record. But Bonds had little help, so we're gonna, people can make their own assumptions on that in the steroid era. Aaron Judge is doing it his own way, and certainly you can pick out any year historically you want to compare to. Babe Ruth, 1927. Pick out Ted Williams in any one of his great years. Talk about Barry Bonds in any one of his great years, and Aaron Judge will compare favorably to anybody in the entire history of the game.
It's pretty amazing, so stay tuned for his at-bats. And also, Yankees trying to clinch the American League East as well. They get some help. They have a new center fielder, Harrison Bader, will don pinstripes for the first time, and he's in the lineup and playing center. What's it going to mean? Meredith Marakovitz has more when we return right here on Yes.
And the Pirates coming your way in just a couple of minutes. Hey everyone, I'm Meredith Marakovitz. Harrison Bader is off the injured list and in the Yankees starting lineup for the first time since they dealt for him at the deadline. He'll play center field and bat 7th, and earlier I caught up with him to ask him about making his Yankees debut.
A lot of work has been done behind the scenes to get to this point. And for it to kind of, be obviously in pinstripes in my hometown in front of some familiar faces, I guess, if you will, in the crowd. It's really special. But, again, I'm really just focusing on being effective tonight and winning a ball game after 9 innings.
What told you were healthy enough to get back out there?
It's just a feeling. You kind of go through progressions. These guys are really intelligent about their planning, and you kind of go through it and you feel good and keep checking boxes off, and that gives you more confidence. And the buildup was extensive, but it was necessary. And going through all those things, checking off all those boxes, I feel really comfortable going out there and being a version of myself that can help this team win every night.
To get Bader on the active roster, they wound up placing Frankie Montas on the injured list with right shoulder inflammation. Aaron Boone said he would be shut down for about 7 to 10 days, and they would reevaluate thereafter. Time certainly is not on the Yankees' side in that situation. Plenty more to come here on the Yes Network. When we get back, Michael Kay will be joined by David Cohn and Paul O'Neill. First pitch coming your way after the break.
Out on the field with the Yankees, Nestor Cortez first out, and then Judge heads to right field, and he will be watched and scrutinized over this 6-game homestand, 2 against the Pirates and 4 against the Boston Red Sox, as he tries to surpass Roger Maris's American League home run record of 61. So Cortez is taking his warm-ups, and we'll take a look now at the Pirates starting lineup, brought to you by TikTok. TikTok taught me. Cabrian Hayes is at third. Brian Reynolds in center. Rodolfo Castro, the second baseman. Michael Chavis, the first baseman, cleans up. Batting fifth, playing right field, Diego Castillo. Kevin Newman, the DH, will bat sixth. Batting seventh, playing shortstop, named after Paul, O'Neill Cruz. Greg Allen's in left field, batting eighth. And batting ninth and catching, it's Jason DeLay.
And there he is. Nestor Cortez. 26 start on the year. The numbers speak for themselves. They are outstanding. And our pitcher scouting report, he really is a fastball pitcher, Michael. 44% of the time. Aggressive style, strike one, an element of surprise.
And let's do it here in the Bronx. The first pitch is a strike. We're underway. Dan Bellino is the home plate umpire. Adam Hamari at first. Hunter Wendelstedt at second. Chad Whitson is at third. Swing and a miss. 0-2.
True to form. He throws the first pitch strike 68% of the time, and he's right there.
Fouled away.
Michael, I got a look-alike for you. What do you think?
Who?
Guy at the plate looks like Charlie Hayes.
A little bit. The guy in center field looks like Harrison Bader.
Yes, he does.
And he just got his first roll call. Cabrian is Charlie Hayes' son. Fouled away. Charlie on the 1996 Yankee World Championship team and actually caught the final out of that World Series. Cortez having a good year with a 2.70 ERA. And the 0-2. 1-2. Cortez asking Bellino where that was. And the 1-2 pitch. Fouled away again.
I mentioned Nestor Cortez is a fastball pitcher, even though he only averages around 92 miles an hour on his fastball, but he's very aggressive with it and has good riding action, too, above average vertical movement.
A little leg kick there and foul back. Let's check out the defense behind Nestor. Brought to you by your local Tri-State GMC dealers. Oswaldo Cabrera, first big league start in left. Bader in center. Judges in right infield. It's Donaldson, Conafalefa, Torres, and Rizzo third to first. Trevino behind the plate, catching the man who just caught that comebacker, Nestor Cortez. One down. All right, it's time for the keys to the game, brought to you by your local Kia dealers.
Well, what's ahead? We have talked about it. This could be a historical homestand with the Aaron Judge watch. We'll have to wait and see how that unfolds. And the new kid, you talked about it, Michael, Harrison Bader. Is he the new center fielder? How close is he from really helping this team? He's been out for a long time. And 11 and counting, well, playing at home, you're playing the Pirates and then the Red Sox. Very easy to get that magic number in the single digits.
Brian Reynolds fouls it back. Count 0-1. And the pitch. 0-2. Let's have a scouting report on Dan Bellino. He is hitter friendly and pinned right toward the end. Fewer high strikes, fewer inside strikes on left-handed batters. Dan's in his 15th big league season, and there's the rest of the crew. Check swing. Did he go? No, he did not.
You've heard my whole theory on that, Paulie, haven't you? On Dan Bellino?
No.
He was a hitter. He was an amateur baseball player. He had to be a hitter. He was not a pitcher. That's why he's hitter friendly. Doesn't like pitching.
Very nice. I was just going to ask you, Coney. I mean, you saw that smirk on Nestor's face. I don't know if he thought he had the check swing or thought that he missed the pitch. So, you know, you can go either way there.
Yeah, he liked it both ways. Nestor already breaking out the trickery here. We talked about the element of surprise on his scouting report. Usually that's better if you save it for when you really need it, but he's feeling it tonight. Already had 3 hesitation pitches.
Strike 3. Reynolds down looking.
It's very hard, and Coney, I don't even know if you. I mean, very hard to see Nestor Cortes be able to throw fastballs right there, and hitters just freeze on him. And it has a lot to do with his release and all the the movement he gets, the extra movement. But it just goes to show you, it's not always 98 that fools hitters.
Castro, right side. Here comes Judge. Puts it away, and the Pirates go down in order. And let's stay right there on that man. Aaron Judge is trying to do something that Babe Ruth did 95 years ago. Hit 60 home runs in a season. He's 1 away. Can he do it here in the Bronx? Can he do it tonight? Stay tuned and find out on Yes. Milwaukee, 2 home runs on Sunday. He's at 59 on the season. And now the next numbers are magic numbers. Number 60 was hit by Babe Ruth in 1927. And that was the year the Yankees went on to sweep the Pittsburgh Pirates in the World Series. A crowd of 10,000 people at Yankee Stadium for Ruth's 60th home run. And it was off Tom Zachary of the Washington Senators. And now Aaron Judge is going to go up against Luis Ortiz, a rookie for the Pirates and only his second big league start. And Paul, you really can't think that there's pressure on this guy because this guy's been playing for a contract all year and he never seemed to crack at all.
Well, you don't know what goes on in Aaron Judge's mind, but he is one of the most self-confident players. And to be able to go out and play the way he has, I think that he believes that he can do these things and he's capable of doing it. And sometimes that's the most important thing, in your own head, being comfortable with those types of numbers.
Well, obviously, he needs 3 to tie Ruth, then to tie Maris, and then to break the American League home run record. But it's got to be 1 at a time. He can't hit 3 at once. If anybody could, it probably is him.
You don't want any drama? You don't want to spread this out a little bit? You just want to get it all over with tonight?
So here is Judge. 316, 59 homers, 127 runs batted in. Facing the youngster Luis Ortiz. And the pitch. Outside, 1-0. Grounded softly up the middle. Castro's there. 1 away. Let's take a look at the entire Yankee lineup. I brought you by TikTok. TikTok taught me. Judge led off. Then it's Rizzo. Torres at second. Donaldson's at third. Stanton the DH. Oswaldo Cabrera's first start in left field. Harrison Bader in center. Isaiah Kiner-Falefa the shortstop. Batting ninth and catching, it's Jose Trevino. So Judge 0 for 1. And here is Rizzo. Came off the IL Sunday and really came off and produced like he never left. Ball fouled back, 0-1.
Yeah, it's a welcome sight for the Yankees. It just looks like closer to what the Yankees expected going into the playoffs is to have your #1 first baseman, and Anthony Rizzo, who in himself has had a very productive year with 31 home runs so far.
You know, David, you could make the case that this could be the lineup for the first game in the playoffs for the Yankees.
You certainly could.
Now, that would change, obviously, if some more injured players return. But at this point, you have what you have, and that looks like the lineup they could run out.
Yeah, that's why they were in a hurry to get Cabrera some reps in left field, which shows you how much confidence they have in him and his ability naturally, because he's never played left field.
That's O'Neal Cruz. And what an arm on him. 2 away. So let's take a look at Luis Ortiz. And his only big league start, his debut, 5 2/3, 5 strikeouts. What about the scouting report?
Well, he's got some kind of arm. I mean, he really is a flamethrower. We've already seen up to 99 miles an hour and broke Aaron Judge's bat on a really well-located fastball. And double immaculate. He had 2 immaculate innings this year for the Altoona curve within 25 days apart. And the $25K, that's money. That's how much they signed him for. Pretty good investment out of the Dominican Republic.
1-0 on Torres.
Coney, you could have put that $25K in the stock market and had about 12 right now. So you're better off having a good pitcher, right?
There you go. He's throwing, all of a sudden, he's throwing 100.
Did he go? No, he did not. Let's take a look at the defense for the Pirates, brought to you by your local Tri-State GMC dealers. The left side of that infield's outstanding. Cabrian Hayes, one of the best third basemen, and Cruz has one of the best arms in baseball. 2-1. He did go on that check swing, by the way, so the count 2-1. In the outside corner, 2-2. And the pitch. Breaking ball, strike 3. Slider dropped in there for a strike. Yankees go down in order against Ortiz, and we go to the second. Watch the record-breaking home run on Yes and win a record-breaking pick-and-play jackpot on the Yes app. Correctly answer 5 questions about the game when 99 will hit number 62, and you could win up to $62,000. The game is free to play and is open now, so download the Yes app, tap on the Play tab, and get ready to watch history and win big. See official rules for details. That one is tapped right back to Cortez, and he will retire Chavez on 1 pitch. He's making quick work right now. And here's Diego Castillo. You know, you watch Cortez pitch, David, and you can't imagine any kind of postseason rotation that they come up with where he's not included.
No, he's going to be right in the middle of that rotation. It's a question of which game, and I think that'll come down to matchups, positioning, who they end up playing. He could pitch anywhere from game 2 or game 3, I think. I think he fits right in that slot.
Mm-hmm. I think tomorrow's starter and Severino has a lot to do with that too, Coney. I mean, it just depends how strong, how good his stuff is going down towards the end of the season.
Yeah, there's something to be said for right, left, right. Maybe Severino third in that spot. Certainly, if Luis looks really good, then he can fit anywhere. And Jameson Taillon as well, probably in the 4 hole right now.
What are they working on there, David?
Grips, how your fingertips come off of the seams in order to impart spin on the baseball. Talk to Garrett Cole. He talks about his fingers coming off at the same time in order to get that riding action on his 4-seam fastball.
Grounded to short. Kiner-Falefa bobbles, regains, throws. Got him. 2 away. Check out stats with Lowe's on Nestor Cortez. 10-4 with a 2.70 ERA coming in. Last 9 starts, 2.63. Opponents slugged 249 against him. They hit 171. 3 runs or fewer in each start over the last 9 starts. All the numbers are good on Cortez. Here's Kevin Newman. 1-0.
You know, Paul, with all this technology that's come out that all these pitchers are using in terms of spin rate, high-speed cameras, all of it.
Mm-hmm.
Popped up. Trevino runs out of room.
The question has become, okay, now we've identified this. We can tell you what your spin rate is. We can analyze your axis of spin, how it comes in, how efficient it is. The remaining question is, can you teach it? Can we teach this to kids? Can you teach it on the big league level? How do I increase my spin rate? How do I get better pitch shape? And I think the answer is yes, you can.
1-2 on Newman.
You know what's interesting to me, Coney, is as you watch Tyone and Cole work on grips over there, is, everybody holds certain pitches basically the same way, but it can be a little off or a little this just to create more movement. And you see a base hit to left field, but it just, it's like Mariano teaching everybody in the world a cutter. That doesn't mean that you can hold it like Mariano and you're going to get the same movement just because of the way you deliver the ball.
Here he is, the man named after Paul O'Neill. That's not a lie. That's not a joke. His dad loved O'Neill and named his son O'Neill Cruz. Left out an L, but still, it's nice.
Helped his autograph, Mike, a little quicker. Got a minus an L there.
Well, I got the scuttlebutt down there, Paul. He's looking to meet you. So when that day comes, that's high up on his list.
Set up a little FaceTime with Meredith, so maybe we could do that tomorrow. I would love to. I mean, if you look at his tools, I mean, come on, he's 6'7", playing shortstop, throws the ball like a pitcher, hits the ball harder than anybody. I mean, there's a lot of things that go along with watching Cruz play.
Paul, I can't wait to set this up. What's your availability tomorrow? I want to make sure you're off the golf course by then.
I'm good to go. You just let me know. I mean, this is a guy that I can watch for years now and just know that, that first name of his means something.
Maybe
let me know, Meredith.
Maybe we'll take him out to Monument Park by your number now, by your statue, and then we'll get you on the phone as well.
Wait, he's got a statue out there? Because I want to see that.
The plaque.
Oh, okay. I thought I missed something there.
You know what I meant.
Well, Michael, you did go on the road.
Wow.
My father did have a backhoe. I just kind of helped myself and brought her right in.
Come on.
High lifted.
Cut me some slack. You knew what I meant.
Oh, I mean, I'm excited. He deserves a statue. I just didn't know they did it that quickly, Is it made of chocolate? I mean, what kind of statue?
We're going to put one outside your house. You can look at it every day.
Got to spot that statue. It's somewhere in there.
Wow. Never going to hear the end of this one. Ever.
2-1. There's a strike, 2-2.
Meredith, as I look at the monuments there, it reminds me we were doing an interview. I had my whole family out there. That'll be a memory I'll never forget.
That was a wonderful day. And, Paul, I don't know that I've ever seen you so nervous, but it was a great speech.
You know what? I was nervous. I didn't know what to say. And, you got Michael out there that writes speeches for a living. You mess it up, you're in trouble.
I told you I would have written yours for a nominal fee. Very low price.
You would have been in it a lot more than you were, though, don't you think?
I was touched that I was in it at all. Thank you. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs here in the second. Runner on first. No score, Yankees and the Pirates. Did he go? Did he go? No, he did not. The Yankees were stepping toward the first base dugout. Another smile by Nestor Cortez.
When you're 6'7" and you get that bat moving, it's very hard. And you'll watch this. Yeah, I got to believe if he makes contact, to Coney's point, that could be a double down the left field line.
That's what I'm doing up here in the booth. What he's doing right there.
Runner goes, pitch outside, so Cruz walks. First and second, 2 outs. And that'll bring up Greg Allen. Last year, Greg Allen had 270 in 15 games with the Yankees. Picked up by the Pirates off waivers in November. One and 0.
He played well for the Yankees.
Yeah.
Good outfielder, good base runner, excellent speed.
One and 1. 1-2. Newman at second, Cruz at first, 2 men out, second inning, 0-0. Drilled deep to left field, but foul.
Such a differing opinion right there, Coney. If you're a pitcher, it's like, it's a long strike. And if you're a hitter, you're like, you know what? I just mashed that ball. It just got around it a little bit.
He did mash it, too.
Grounded, softly foul.
You know, Coney, the game has changed so much that every ball that's put in play, fair or foul, is usually thrown out of the game. And take yourself back. You wanted that ball. You wanted a little dirt on it, a little scuff on it, anything, right?
Yeah, that's a thing of the past. You had to know what to do with it, too.
Mm-hmm.
Strike 3. Allen down looking. No runs a hit, no errors, and 2 men left on base. We go to the bottom of the second here at the stadium. There's the Paul O'Neill plaque out in Monument Park. And oh, by the way, number 21's retired too. Back in action with Burke. By Cadillac, there's no better time to be in a Cadillac. Visit your Tri-State Cadillac dealer today. And by the New York Lottery. Get out there and play. Some of the greats. Same position, we match them up. Matlock and Hayes. Mad Dog. Here's Josh Donaldson. Lined and caught by Castro, one away.
Donaldson continues to swing the bat a lot better. Line drive right there, just bad placement. You can't aim it. But, you know, looking at that graphic, Coney, Dave Parker, one of the most lethal bats you'll ever remember in the National League for a long time. And he was in Cincinnati when I came. And I'm like, how could you ever get to play? Because he loved to play every day. But you have an opportunity to pitch against him, Coney?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. The Cobra.
Mm-hmm.
He was intimidating when he got to the batter's box.
Two 2-0 on Stanton.
I think we all feel like Pittsburgh's just such a great franchise.
Mm-hmm.
Great history and great players like Dave Parker that kind of hurts to watch them struggle the way they have. It's a great ballpark, great town, blue-collar town. You know, that city deserves this team to be better.
Was it 1979, the We Are Family? Was that the last World Series there in Pittsburgh?
Stanton works a four-pitch walk.
I just heard that 1979, they came back and won that World Series. They beat the Orioles. Kenny Singleton, part of that team. I bet he wasn't too happy to hear that.
Here's Cabrera, 5 for 10 in the series in Milwaukee. Made some nice plays in right field as well. 0-1. Five for 10 with 4 walks in that 3-game set. Yankees salvaged the final game on Sunday. Yesterday was an off day for the Yanks. Pirates are getting their mail here in New York because they played the Mets over the weekend, so they've been here for a while. Had an off day yesterday.
Yeah, they were probably ready to leave. They lost 4 in a row, right, to the Mets.
Yep.
Had an off day, and then to get to come over here.
Cabrera down, swinging, 2 away.
Ortiz has a nice arm. So upper 90s. This is 100 miles an hour, perfectly located right above the zone. 100 miles an hour at the ladder is pretty hard to hit.
Yeah, very hard to stay on top of that ball to get any kind of bat on it. And with this slight uppercut that's in today's game, I mean, that is the go-to pitch against a lot of hitters.
Here is the Yankee debut of Harrison Bader. This is his first big league game since June 26th, dealing with plantar fasciitis of the right foot. He's from Bronxville, New York. He attended the prestigious Horace Mann in Riverdale. Won a Gold Glove with St. Louis last year. 54 outs above average since 2018. Best among Major League outfielders.
Interesting to watch his at-bats today. I mean, defense usually comes back quicker. You know, the eye-hand coordination and the quickness of trying to catch up to 100 when you haven't played in months, that can be the last step. So I'm anxious to see his at-bats tonight and see where he is.
Yankees got Bader in the deal from the Cardinals for Jordan Montgomery. We said Bader is from this area. In fact, his number 7 is retired by the Eastchester Little League. It's on the wall at that field on Garth Road in Eastchester. And Paul also, Horace Mann, very smart. You got to be really smart to get into Horace Mann.
Are you saying me and Coney shouldn't even apply? Is that what you're...
All three of us should just walk on by.
Walk on by.
Two. Strike 3. Bader down looking. No runs, no hits, no errors, and 1 man left on base. We've played 2 in the Bronx. Nothing.
Montefiore Einstein, state-of-the-art healthcare in New York City, Westchester, and the Hudson Valley. Earlier today, Frankie Montas was placed on the IL with right shoulder inflammation. I spoke to him in the clubhouse, and he said he was a little relieved that it wasn't worse. He was really fearing the worst. He will be shut down for about 7 to 10 days, and then the Yankees will reevaluate. He added that it is the same injury he suffered in Oakland. He thinks in retrospect he probably tried to rush back a little too fast. He had a cortisone shot in Oakland. He had a cortisone shot here yesterday, so they'll let that settle in. And guys, time is not on their side. It's going to be tough for him to come back as a starter after being shut down and needing to get stretched back out a little bit, but time will tell whether or not he is available for the Yankees at the end of this season and in the postseason.
It's a little unusual, Meredith. We were both in Milwaukee, and he kept saying, and they kept saying, this is nothing like what he had in Oakland, and now they're saying that it is what he had in Oakland.
And that's really what Frankie said in the clubhouse today. He's still hopeful that he's going to find a way to make it back, but you know, there just aren't a lot of games left in the regular season, and you need to make sure he's right before you would even consider putting him on a postseason roster. Now, the good news is, if there is good news, they get Luis Severino back tomorrow, and I spoke to Severino today in the clubhouse, and he said he's not only encouraged by the velocity and the way the ball is coming out of his hand, but also the way his body has been recovering. He said he feels better now than he ever did earlier in the season, and when he was asked if he is ready to get back, he said, I've been ready for 45 days.
Yeah, he did not want to go on that 60-day IL. He said it publicly as well. So he's going to be well rested. He's going to be a weapon. Ground ball to first. Rizzo dives and just beats Hayes to the bag for the second out.
What a great read by Rizzo. Immediately he saw that Nestor either slipped or didn't get off the mound, and he knew it was all up to him to try to dive. You get Hayes at first base. You see Nestor kind of leaning the other way and slipping. And that's such a good read from Rizzo, knowing he had no other option.
Super shot. Let's see how close it was. Good call by the first base umpire, Adam Hamari.
Great shot.
Reynolds swings and misses.
Not so good for Rizzo's back, but great shot.
1-1. One, two on Reynolds, who struck out looking in the first.
You know, Michael, I just to kind of put a bow on the Montas situation. Speaking from experience, when you get a little fluid in your shoulder like that and you get a cortisone shot, that's tricky. You need to allow that medicine to work, and you need to try to just get your strength back, because you can't finish your pitches otherwise.
A little dipsy-do. And Reynolds said, yeah, take that, as he lines it into center field for a 2-out single.
Well, Reynolds, one of their better hitters, actually an all-star last year, 23 home runs so far this year, but he waited, rocked, okay. You know, this is getting around the league now where, you know, Nestor will do this, and I agree with you, Coney. I mean, it's nice to really keep this for big moments. You know, when you're used to seeing it as a hitter, you start to keep it in the back of your mind a little bit.
Castro swings and misses.
Reynolds a really good hitter, and he handled that so well. He didn't panic at all. He just kind of reloaded in his trigger mechanism.
Mm-hmm.
That's a heck of a player right there. That's why a lot of people wanted him. A lot of talk about him around the trade deadline, or whether Pittsburgh would let him go or not.
Clips the outside corner with the fastball, 94 miles an hour, 0-2. Runner on first, 2 men out, top of the third inning. Pirates with 2 hits against Cortez. Yankees have not had a hit against the rookie Ortiz. Swing and a miss. Castro down on strikes. No runs a hit, 1 man left. Well, stay tuned. Bottom of the inning, 3rd man up. Aaron Judge looking to tie the Bambino, George Herman Ruth. Will he do it in the 3rd? Stay tuned to find out. Weather presented by Bigelow, the official hot tea of the Yankees. It's 74 degrees. Very small chance of rain, 52% humidity, and the wind out of the northwest at 9 miles per hour. It'll be at 8, 9, and 1 in the Yankees order. IKF, Trevino, and Aaron Judge. And Ortiz rocks and deals. That was a strike. His heat is just free and easy. He doesn't seem like he's straining to throw it.
And throwing strikes. He's already shown a 3-pitch mix. Slider's pretty good, too, to go with that well above average velocity fastball.
1-1. That was a good slider. 1-2.
Very much under control with his delivery, his release point very consistent. Sure, the Pirates have high hopes for this young arm.
One and two on Kiner-Falefa. We're in the bottom of the 3rd. This month he's hitting .313. He has 2 homers and 8 ribbies. And the 1-2. Chop slowly, right side. Castro to first. 1 away. Here is Jose Trevino. It's his first extended slump of the year. He has 4 hits in his last 37 at-bats. The number's still very good, 252. 10 homers and 38 runs batted in. And a strike. 0-2.
You know, it's so funny, Michael, as you said, he's kind of struggling a little bit. And, you know, he's a very aggressive hitter. And you start overthinking things. You know, you go up, all right, I'm going to take a pitch. All of a sudden, fastball right down the middle. Another good fastball, now you're 0-2. And this is what happens when your head takes over as a hitter. When you're struggling a little bit, you kind of overthink things. And you start changing, you know, the way you are and your approach at the plate.
I used to love to see that on the mound. You could tell, too. You could smell it. When the guy's thinking about it, not sure of himself.
And the 0-2. Driven into center field. Reynolds is there, and he'll put it away for the second out.
Out of the Yankees, the right fielder, number 99, Aaron Judge.
And everybody in left field standing up, getting ready.
Well, you can see the umpire's got the special balls now, so everybody knows what's going on. When Aaron Judge comes up, special baseballs come out.
The Maris family is here. Roger Jr. and Kevin Maris, they are in attendance here at the ballpark. And there's a slider strike. Judge, a soft ground ball up the middle in the first inning. He's at 59 home runs, one away from the Babe. 1-1. Ground ball at third. Hayes gets Judge. And Ortiz retires the Yankees in order 1-2-3. We're going to the fourth. Go to the official hybrid vehicles of the Yankees. Tonight's picture was submitted by Danielle. She is so excited that her twins are witnessing Aaron Judge's historic season. They're decked out. They're watching Yes. Everything's perfect in that picture. Use the hashtag Toronto Pinstripe Pride. Mention Yes in pictures you post to social media to reflect your love for the Bronx Bombers. We might spotlight you in a future game. And Donaldson catches the pop-up off the bat of Michael Chavis. And that was in foul territory, one away.
It's like a next year's game, right, with a pitch clock.
Yeah.
No messing around. Get in the box, get ready to hit, get on the mound, chuck it in there.
Castillo takes outside. One and one.
It's really part of the success of Nestor Cortez is his style. How aggressive he is, how quickly he works. How much confidence he has in his fastball. I mean, Paula, we see him get a lot of the plate with that fastball a lot of the times, and it's got good carry to it, but it's got confidence behind it. It's like, here it is, hit it. I'm not afraid of contact.
I agree with you, Coney. There were pitchers that were always ready to throw, and it just exudes confidence. As a hitter, you look out and think, you know, he's got my number. And it's the pitchers that were walking around and shaking off that you felt like, you know, I was in their head. So, you know, when pitchers are ready to throw, I think it puts pressure on the hitter.
Nubbed in front of the plate, foul ball.
Another good changeup there. We saw Nestor Cortez throw one in the last inning, got a swing and miss with it. I think that's the final piece of the puzzle for Nestor Cortez. If he can get something fading down and away off of that cutter four-seam combination against righties, that's going to be a keeper.
Base hit, right field. Castillo with a one-out single.
You know, it's interesting, Coney, because I was just going to say, even when he throws that backdoor cutter, which he did there, it's the same speed, and that's where that changeup is going to come into play. See, this is a different location, but it's the same speed. They tried to throw that backdoor cutter, and it just does not have the same effect on a hitter that a changeup does.
Couple of scores of note that Yankee fans might be interested in. Bottom of the 4th inning, Toronto leads Philadelphia 6-0. Wrong time for the Phillies to go into a skid. They got swept by Atlanta over the weekend. Houston 4, Tampa Bay 0. That's top of the 5th inning. And Detroit leads Baltimore 2-0. Bottom of the 3rd inning at Camden Yards. Seattle and Oakland, that's a 9:40 start.
In case you haven't noticed, the Houston Astros are pretty good.
5 out of 6 years, they clinched the American League West. Oh, 2 on Newman. And the pitch. Just missed.
Yeah, Newman kind of sparkled in 2019. He had over 300 with 12 home runs. He's only hit 7 since that year. He was a #1 draft pick for the Pirates back in 2015. So they're kind of waiting for him to become a little more consistent day in and day out.
Line drive, a base hit. Newman 2 for 2. Stopping at second is Castillo.
Another little hesitation from Nestor Cortez. And speaking from experience, sometimes when you hesitate, the quality of the pitch can suffer a bit. If you're not locked in, if you're not picking your right spots with it, if you overuse it, that can tend to happen. And certainly there, slider right in the middle of the plate.
So here is O'Neill Cruz. He walked in the 2nd inning. Oh, 1. Cruz in his first 59 games at 198. But since September 3rd, he's become a different player. 19 for 63, that's 302, 6 home runs and 16 ribbies. Sometimes it takes a while for a young player. He certainly has the skills defensively.
He's been a much better hitter against righties, too. I mean, his splits, he's hitting 169 against lefties, where originally in the lineup today was hitting 8th. He moved him up to 7th. But he'll lead off a lot against right-handed pitchers.
The StatCast darling. This kid can do it all. His arm speed, his bat speed. He lights it up. Got to hit it, though.
Yeah.
Got to make contact.
You got to think he's 23 years old. He's 6'7", 220. He's the biggest regular player to play shortstop, to play that position. There's been guys that'll fill in once in a while, but everyday shortstop, 6'7", 220, they get you the #1.
And the 1-2 came sidearm, missed outside. And Nestor stares in, doesn't like the ball call by Dan Bellino. We've seen that look a lot tonight.
See, my read on that, Paul, is that he was fooled. Now, if he throws it just a little bit in more and gets the call, he probably gets him frozen. But O'Neill took it like he knew it was a ball. I think that's where pitchers get fooled, Paul. A lot of times when you see a hitter take a really close pitch like that, you're thinking, wow, trying to read the bat. Was he on it? Did he read it? And a lot of times they just get fooled, too.
That's right. That was the first time that he really dropped down, kind of crossfire. And you're right. You lock up as a hitter. You just don't pick up the baseball.
Big spot here for Nestor Cortez against this hitter.
3-2. And another walk of O'Neill Cruz, and that's going to load the bases.
Well, one of the very best, most talented young hitters in the game going against Nestor Cortez. Swing and a miss on the slider, takes one right there. 0-2. Spits on that one just off. Fouls him off right down the middle. Takes the one just off. I think he was fooled there. Nothing there, non-competitive. Another foul off, up in the zone, and then just spits on the slider down and away. So give O'Neill Cruz a lot of credit there, quality at bat.
So Matt Blake comes out to talk with Cortez. Cruz with 2 walks against the left-hander.
Very O'Neill type at bat right there.
Mm-hmm. Yep, but this O'Neill actually got the call because the umpire didn't dislike him.
You know, Coney, I think you're right. If you can't hit it, you just take it. That sidearm fastball off the outside corner, you just can't hit it. You just take it and hope for the best. He is fun to watch because he can hit a laser at any point.
Here's Greg Allen. Swing and a miss, throw to first. Cruz just got that. That's a design play.
Love that. Trying to steal an out. We've seen the Yankees do this a lot. In particular, Jose Trevino with Rizzo down on first. Nice try.
Yeah, that's a called play. You see Rizzo in motion as that pitch is starting to go, and especially with a right-hander up, gives Trevino a clean look at first base.
Oh, and 2. Bases loaded, 1 out. 0-2 count on the number 8 hitter, forming Yankee Greg Allen. High fly ball, deep left. Going back, Cabrera. He's on the track. He's at the wall, and he makes the play. Castillo tags and scores. And the Pirates lead 1-0, but it could have been worse.
Well, you're telling me. I think if you saw Nestor's reaction, he thought he gave up a 4 spot. Easily will give up 1 for an out there. And again, I mean, Cabrera has shown that anywhere you put him, he's really not going to hurt you defensively. Drifts a little bit, but he got up in the air far enough away from the wall where he did not hit his shoulder or hit his glove going up.
Yep, Nestor thought that was a grand slam.
Yes. Leaning. Begging. Thank you.
Pitch to delay upstairs.
It's one thing about Cabrera, Paul. I mean, there's just something about him, right? There is no panic in his game. First time in left field in the big leagues. Yankee Stadium left field, pretty hard place to play. No fear.
Yeah, if you take the 3 outfield positions in Yankee Stadium, Coney, to your point, I mean, left field by far the hardest because of the large gap and then the short wall, no foul territory. So, a lot of room to cover.
You just cannot teach what he has. There's just an internal clock, a confidence about this kid. He just believes in himself.
One, 2. Fly ball. Here comes Bader. And he makes the play for the final out. 1 run, 2 hits, and 2 men left on base. We go to the bottom of the 4th. 1-0 Pirates. Sportsbook. Right now, new customers can get a no sweat first bet up to $1,000. Download the FanDuel app and start making every moment more. Aaron Judge made the final out of the 3rd. Audi scoreboard. Pittsburgh 1, Yankees 0. So Rizzo will lead off. It'll be Rizzo, Torres, and Donaldson here at Yankee Stadium on a Tuesday night. 2 games against the Pirates, and the Red Sox come into town for 4. And after that, the Yankees hit the road again. A quick 3-game set in Toronto.
I think I'll go up there.
I think I'll meet you.
All right. We like Toronto.
Yes.
Good city. Walk around, good food, good people.
Popped up. Got Brian Hayes. 1 down. One of my favorite memories in that ballpark, you didn't make a trip, and it was me and John Flaherty. And a Toronto executive, I won't say who, came up and he thought that Flash was you. And Flash played the role of you for about 5 minutes, answered every question. And the best part was the guy said, "David, you're in great shape." Yep. Been working out.
Younger, stronger.
1-1 on Gleyber Torres. Two and one. David, I could see your admiration watching Ortiz pitch.
Well, young Luis Ortiz, you're in Yankee Stadium, your second big league start, and you're here with 1 out and 2 strikes in the bottom of the 4th. You only have 42 pitches. You are just dominating the strike zone. Topped out at 100 miles an hour with a little razor blade slider. If I'm the Pirates, I'm pretty excited.
And he's yet to allow a hit to the Yankees. Now he has. That's what they call the reverse jinx.
Wow.
Yeah.
You're pretty good at this stuff, Michael. You know that? You can just say on demand what you really want to have. Again, I think Gleyber Torres at times does his best hitting with 2 strikes because he opens up the whole field and he doesn't kind of curl that hip around and then fly open and try to pull the baseball.
So here's Donaldson. He lined out to second base. That was in the second. Oh, and 1.
It's really his first slider that he's missed with, Coney. That was the middle of the plate. Everything else has been away, and he's made it look very easy. But Ortiz finally starting to miss with a couple pitches.
Let's take a look at his arsenal that we saw from his first start on StatCast 3D by Google Cloud.
Well, it pitches off his fastball, and rightly so, at 99 miles an hour. Fastball, slider. We've seen a couple of changeups tonight.
One and 2.
It looks like his four-seamer, even though it's high velocity, has a little more running action than riding action. So as you evaluate pitches, a little more horizontal movement as opposed to vertical movement.
Yeah, with that release point, Coney, that ball could go either way. If he tugs it or if he up and in, and there's kind of a slider there after he went up and in with a fastball and kind of a hanging slider. Full Donaldson.
Certainly not what he was trying to do, but you can see Josh Donaldson sort of an emergency swing there on a hanging slider. Is that going to make it back to the strike zone? Felt like he had to offer.
Here's Stanton. He walked on 4 pitches in the second, and there's a strike from Ortiz.
You know, as you progress forward towards the playoffs, I mean, this is the one big thing that you want to see offensively is Stanton start to get a little more comfortable. Obviously struggled since he's come off the IL, but such a huge part of this offense when things are going well.
Well, since coming off the IL, it's been 19 games, 9 for 69, 130. Does have 2 home runs. Remember, one of them was off a position player. So he's still trying to find it. And he has said that home run counts off a position player. He said, because if I struck out, that would count too.
Yeah, you just see his balance off a little bit, that back foot sliding a little bit. I mean, when he's very quiet, he doesn't use his lower body much. He's that strong. But still, you can tell there's a little more movement in his body when he's, you know, swinging and taking pitches where he's just not balanced yet.
Yeah, that was a good pitch to hit, too, right there. A little late pulling the trigger.
Strike 3. Stanton down looking. No runs. Yankees get their first hit. That runner is stranded. And we are going to the 5th at the stadium. It's 1-0 Pittsburgh. There's a soft ground ball by Cabrian Hayes. And the toss to Nestor Cortez. 1 away. Thank you, Bob. Let's go around the majors. Astros clinched the American League West last night. 5th title last 6 years. Max Scherzer, 6 perfect innings coming off the IL. Good for his 200th career win. And good for the Mets clinching their first playoff appearance in 2016 and the 10th in their team's history. And Clayton Kershaw, 10 strikeouts last night as the Dodgers clinched their first round bye.
Kershaw's curveball, that Cooperstown curveball he's had his whole career, looked as good as ever last night.
Reynolds fouls it back here, 0-1. And Lou Trevino is getting ready for the Yanks. One and one. And the pitch. Rip foul. Pirates 1 run on 4 hits. Yankees no runs on 1 hit. Two and two. Just a 2-game interleague swing for the Pirates. Yankees have played them already in Pittsburgh 2 games as well. 3 and 2. That one's looped into right field. He's going to dunk in for a base hit. So Reynolds, his 2nd hit off of Cortez.
You know, it says a lot about a player, and Reynolds obviously only in his 4th season in the major leagues, but he just wants to play the game of baseball. I mean, he's on a team that chances are is going to lose 100 games, but he shows up every day, continues to play well. Going up and down this lineup, other than I would imagine Cruz is untouchable at his age and his youth, but up and down this lineup, as you said, Reynolds is the one guy that other teams would just love to pick up.
They probably get more calls about him than just about anybody, and that's the question for Pittsburgh. At what point do you plant some seeds and then build around some good players?
Mm-hmm.
And he's not homegrown. They got him from the Giants for Andrew McCutchen. And those are the type of deals the Pirates have to make. If they're going to trade established stars, they've got to get people back that are going to be excellent players. He's 27 years old, 4th big league season. Popped up. And Torres calls off Rizzo. Two-way, this copyrighted telecast presented by authority of the New York Yankees and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the New York Yankees. Here's Michael Chavis. Pirates got him last July from the Red Sox for Austin Davis.
I think the last inning kind of shot Cortez's pitch count up there. Pitch number 85 about to come. That's why you see the backup in the bullpen already starting.
Oh, 0-1 on Chavis.
Connie, how aware are you as a starting pitcher when you know that somebody's up? I mean, is it you're locked in at the plate, or you know exactly when somebody's up throwing?
You see it. You're very aware of it. You know, Nestor Cortez has thrown a bunch of strikes tonight. You know, we saw him get in trouble in the last inning. A lot of foul balls, though. 25 foul balls out of those 86 pitches. A little trouble putting away the hitters once he does get ahead, especially in last inning. See where he goes here.
Swing and a tip into the glove of Trevino, and that'll do it here in the 5th. No runs, you hit, and 1 man left on base. The end of 4.5. We're halfway through. Pirates lead the Yankees 1-0 on Yes. Coverage cam. There's Charlie Hayes. Caught the final out of the 1996 World Series for the Yankees as their third baseman. He threw out the first pitch to his son, Brian Hayes. And that's a big moment, obviously, for the Hayes family. And a nice thing that the Yankees did to set that up. And you'll always remember him catching that ball in foul territory right in front of Derek Jeter and setting off a celebration. Nestor Cortez's night is done. 5 innings, 5 hits, a run, 87 pitches.
You know, there's certain guys that you play with, and it doesn't matter how many years ago it was. It just they just bring a smile to your face. And Charlie was one of those guys. I can still hear some of the conversations with he and Cecil Fielder in the training room. I mean, before it was like the old barber shop. Before it was over with, the whole team was in there just listening to what they would say.
Talking smack. Yes, it was great in the clubhouse. You know, you think about that trade back in 1996, the Cecil Fielder, Charlie Hayes trade. It's a big deal. That really helped us get over the hump late in the year. Wade Boggs was kind of hurting a little bit at third base. Needed some help.
High drive. Right center field. Castillo back. He's on the track. He can't make the play. He and Reynolds collide. The ball caroms out toward right. And Cabrera is on third with what should be a triple, I guess. But anyway, he's on third base, nobody out.
Well, it's not a triple. This is one of the big problems with Pittsburgh. They lead the major leagues in errors with 106. And obviously this ball should be caught. It did not even get to the wall, but it gives the Yankees a good opportunity right here to at least tie this game up. Cabrera thought he got this off the bat.
And you're right, Paul, it's an E8.
Might as well be an E9 because Castillo got into Reynolds' way there. And caused him to kind of pull back at the last minute.
Yankees have the benefit of the infield in, and Harrison Bader takes advantage. His first Yankee hit, his first Yankee RBI, and it's a 1-1 game.
Well, Bader made a great adjustment there. They really wore him out with sliders his first time up. And he ends up getting that slider here, hooking it into the hole and tying this game up. And now he's on first base with an opportunity to show what he can do with his wheels. You know, half the season he had 15 stolen bases. But you see another slider, see back a little bit more, and with the infield in, found that hole on the left side.
Get that first one out of the way for the hometown kid.
Big smile for Harrison Bader. Kid from Bronxville, New York, playing for the team he cheered for as a kid. His uncle, Jimmy Bayo, called into the radio show today and actually sent some pictures of Bader as a kid. 15 of 17 in limited time playing this year for the Cardinals, so he can run. And one of the pictures was of his birthday cake at a very young age and had the Yankee logo on it. So there it is. Happy birthday, Harrison. His 8th birthday. The interlocking MY, the top hat logo. That's a real Yankee fan. Outside, 1-1.
How old is he?
There, 8.
No, right now. Trying to do the math. What year that was? His 8th.
20. He's 28. Yeah, 20 years ago. Yeah.
There you go.
You know, at this age, Coney, my 8th birthday, it's so far back, I can't remember what happened. I don't even know if we celebrated.
Runner goes. That one is chopped back to the mound. Ortiz fires to first to get IKF. Moving to second is Bader.
Well, put it this way, Paul. That's our expiration date is already done by then. I mean, 20 years ago, you and I were done. He didn't watch us play.
They didn't stamp. You know, they put those on the bottom of cartons. Thank goodness they don't put them on our feet, right?
We were expired. So you're thinking Cano, maybe? You probably watched Cano and Jeter was still around. That was his era.
But maybe he watched you guys through the slats of the crib, you know? Very nice.
Probably listened to you on the radio growing up, yeah.
You know, the things have changed, Michael. Babies aren't even allowed to watch. You can't have much screen time and things. You know, there's a lot of rules now when you have little kids.
Yeah, I'm breaking those rules. It's called babysitting. You know, it's funny you mentioned that, you know, he listened on the radio because when he got traded here, I introduced myself to him. And he just looked at me and goes, yeah, that is you. That's the voice.
That's funny.
Well, he looks a lot different, though, than the long hair he had flowing with St. Louis. He's kept it tight now.
He wasted no time. The minute he got traded, he went and got a haircut. He knows the routine.
Fly ball, shallow center, coming on. Reynolds slides and makes the play. No, he didn't, and the throw home is not in time. Bader read it beautifully. He knew the ball was going to drop, and it's 2-1 Yankees.
Oh, it's so good to see what speed can do. And you're right, Michael. He did read it. I mean, this ball bounced. He's off to the races. And the Yankees have stolen 2 runs this inning. It will put them ahead with the air, the base hit, and then a really good read here. Right there as a player, you can judge whether he's going to make it or not easily. Coming in to score.
I'll tell you what, that's a little gamble, too. I mean, when he looked back, he's still kind of gambling a little bit. That was a short hop at center field, so yes, risk-reward worked out well.
There's Aaron Judge. He's 0 for 2 against Ortiz. Crowd roaring in anticipation. Judge, 59 home runs on the year. 1 away from Babe Ruth. One and 0.
Ortiz has stayed down and away to Aaron Judge so far tonight.
The 1-0. Missed with that slider. 2-0. They're chanting, "We want 60." The 2-0. Outside 3-0.
Hey, Coney, I think you get the green light here if you're Aaron Judge. What do you think?
He can do whatever he wants.
Let's see if Ortiz comes with the fastball. 3-0. 2-1 Yankees. And the pitch. It was a fastball. 99-99. Count 3-1.
Yeah, it looks like Aaron Judge is looking for something up in the strike zone there. That ball right at the bottom.
Outside, and he takes his walk, and the crowd boos.
You know what Aaron Judge wants, and you still, I mean, there's so much at stake as far as winning games and, you know, driving in runs. But he wants to swing, he wants to hit a home run. But, you know, if you do not get a pitch, you do what Aaron Judge did right there. You take your walk. And I looked up something today I thought was very interesting. Roger Maris in 1961 had no intentional walks. He had Mickey Mantle hitting behind him.
Yep.
Aaron Judge, to this point in the year, has 17 intentional walks and probably 50 kind of intentional walks after that.
And for a lot of the last 2 months, he hasn't had much protection in the lineup because the entire lineup was slumping, and all the regulars, it seemed like they were out and they were hurt, and he still was able to do it.
That's why Aaron Boone put him at the top of the order. You know, the heck with this. Let's just get him at the top of the order, leading off, get him as many at-bats as we can, and fill in behind him.
Well, Underwood is about ready. Trevino at second, Judge is at first, still 1 man out. Pitching coach Oscar Marin came out and talked with Ortiz. One and 0. Way inside. Now, everybody seemed like they came here for Aaron Judge, and it makes sense. You want to witness history, but so far, this inning, it's been about Harrison Bader. RBI single. He reads the ball perfectly to center field and just scores with his speed and give you a little bit of a highlight reel of what he can bring to the party.
That was excellent base running, without a doubt.
Popped up. Hayes. Out number 2.
That's where velocity really comes into play, Coney. At 98, you can miss your target a little bit, and the hitter just does not quite get to it, and that was the case right there to Rizzo. That ball was supposed to be inside corner, and it was inner half. But, if that's 93, 94, you see that ball get hit real hard. But at 98, little window that you can get away with.
Now here's Gleyber Torres. First and second, 2 men out. Torres 1 for 2. Kind of moving away from that slider. Count 1-0.
Carlos Beltran, I was listening before the game in the studio, and he did a really good job, and I agree with him 100% about that front hip. Needs to kind of be, I call it, in a neutral position where you're not curling it in where you have to whip it open, which causes you to pull around the ball. And he was actually talking about Aaron Judge, but you can really see the evidence of it when Gleyber Torres gets in pull mode, where that front hip kind of coils in and then it has to fly open, and it causes your bottom half and your upper half to really not work and sync.
(2-0) and a strike. 2-1.
It's a great point, Paul, and by Carlos too, picking that up. For every action, there's a reaction. So you overcoil, you're going to fly open.
Hit sharply. Oh, what a play by Brian Hayes. And he fires the first for the final out. He took an extra base hit away from Gleyber Torres, probably saved 2 runs. An absolute bullet, so smooth by the youngster. One of the best third basemen in the game. How about Harrison Bader in his Yankee debut? That's his first hit, his first RBI, his first point to the dugout. And then a gambling man. And he gambled and won. 2-1 Yanks. Thank you, Bob. Montefiore Einstein scoreboard. Yankees and Harrison Bader 2, and the Pirates 1 as we go to the 6th inning. And Ron Marinaccio will take over for Nestor Cortez. The numbers speak for themselves. He's pitched very well in his rookie season. And he's going to face 5, 6, and 7 in the Pirates order as we start the 6th inning. And they're going to send up a pinch hitter. Jack Sawinski is going to pinch hit for Diego Castillo. And there's a strike to Sawinski. He's got 16 home runs, but a 192 batting average. One and one.
Well, Nestor Cortez's night came down to one long fly ball to left field that Oswaldo Cabrera snatched at the top of the wall. So instead of 4 runs, it was 1 run.
Hit sharply and a pinch hit single for Sawinski. Judge gets it in. Leadoff single.
Goes out and hooks this changeup that stays up just enough, Paulie. As you get out there and you hook it and you roll it over, you find the hole.
Yeah, if you get that ball fading down and away, you'll get a ground ball. But up in the strike zone, like you said, you're still able to be out in front and still put the good part of the bat on it.
Surprised the Yankees defensive alignment there. Traditional almost. No shift at all on the lefty there, and the changeup throwing Marinaccio.
And there's a strike. Chasing Sawinski back. Well, the Pirates have out-hit the Yankees 6-3, but the Yankees lead 2-1.
It's funny you heard Newman, say, is that on the edge there? That's kind of a way of telling the umpire as a hitter in an easy way. You're not going to go any farther than that. That's the limit, right? And
0-2.
Dan Bellino could just go, Newman.
Right. Or hello.
Hello, Newman.
Well, on Sunday, the Yankees face Jason Alexander.
Yes.
So it's all coming together.
wow.
High fly ball, left field. Cabrera.
I guess Kramer didn't promise that he'd catch that ball in his hat right there, Michael, like he promised me,
Also, you know how hard it is to hit 2 home runs, Paul?
I do now.
Come out to Yankee Stadium on Friday, September 30th for the final home series of the 2022 regular season. And for one of the hottest promotional giveaways, it's Garrett Cole bobblehead night. First 18,000 guests in attendance will receive a Garrett Cole bobblehead courtesy of T-Mobile. Tickets are going fast, so get yours today at Yankees.com. Now, Garrett Cole had a rough outing on Sunday. Ended up getting the win. The Yankees won the game as well. But he said something after the game that I said, I've got to ask Coney what he means. He said, batters are hunting against me, and I've got to watch out for that. What's he meaning?
Meaning that they're hunting fastballs because he's a fastball pitcher, and they're going to go up there and sell out and look early and cheat a little bit. Start the bat a little bit early, and if it's up in the zone, they're going to try to get it in the air and launch.
And the solution for that is to mix in other stuff?
Well, that's part of it, too. We maybe knock a few hitters off the plate. If players are selling out or if they're diving on you a little bit. Take back the inner half of the plate. Throw your breaking ball for strikes. And for Garrett Cole, the secondary part, his secondary pitches, he needs to narrow his focus down to finding one good one that's a swing and miss. That slider that has depth to it is a good one. Maybe pitch inside a little more.
One-0 to Cruz. Now, you like that slider more than the knuckle curve from him?
I think as a swing and miss pitch, he needs to narrow down one or the other that he knows that he can control and get the right shape to that pitch. Sometimes the shape is a little more horizontal. Sometimes it has a little more vertical. I think you need that depth, that downer, that slider that looks like a strike and then just misses and goes down.
3-0 on Cruz, who's walked twice already.
When Garrett Cole first started the year, he had a cutter, right? A new cutter. Next thing you know, he's got 5 different pitches. A power pitcher really doesn't need 5 different pitches. You need 2 or 3 good ones. And then maybe a couple of complementary ones at times, but you need to just sort of simplify his approach and his secondary offerings.
There's ball 4, 3 walks for O'Neal Cruz. Well, Marinaccio, 10 hits allowed in his last 8 games. He had given up 10 hits in his first 27 games. And here comes Matt Blake. So let me ask you, Paul, as a hitter, did you sell out the way Cole was talking about?
No, I wasn't a guess hitter. So, I always sold out as far as looking for a fastball out where I wanted it. And if the pitcher made good pitches, then, I wasn't going to get my pitch. But I agree with Coney. I think the knuckle curve can fool you one time in the count, where a slider, you can throw that off the plate, or, it's a much harder pitch to pick up as a hitter. And so you're going to get a lot more swing and misses, especially in a 2-strike count.
Well, if the Yankees are going to do what they want to do this year, they're going to need him to be vintage prime Garrett Cole.
Yeah, there are some years, there is something to be said for your fly ball rate, and your home run per fly ball rate can kind of fluctuate at times. So some of these home runs, it's a random variance thing for Garrett Cole. You have seasons like that where more fly balls tend to leave the park, but he's going to get a chance for a signature moment in postseason.
There's Greg Allen. And that misses low and inside. 1-0. Trevino's ready when the Yankees want to go to him. But they like Marinaccio against Allen hitting from the left side. Two-1 Yankees lead, top of the 6th. Sky high fly ball, the shallow center. Harrison Bader. 2 outs. So with Jason DeLay coming up, Trevino's coming in as Aaron Boone has signaled. So Marinaccio leaves runners on first and second with 2 outs. The Yankees holding on to a 1-run lead, 2-1. Trevino against DeLay when we get back. Well, thank you, Bob. Yankees Baseball on Yes is brought to you in part by Delta, the official airline of the New York Yankees. Delta, keep climbing. And by Toyota, the official hybrid vehicles of the Yankees.
The Atlanta Braves are relentless on the Mets, aren't they?
They don't lose.
It's unreal.
You talk about an organization that's going through a high time. It seems like every young player they bring up in the past 2 or 3 years becomes a star immediately. And I don't know if it's great scouting or just somewhat lucky, but boy, they have put some talent on the field.
There's Jason DeLay, and the pitch is outside from Trevino. DeLay with a pop up to second and a fly ball to center. First and second, 2 outs. Yankees lead 2-1. Line drive. It's a base hit to left center field. Sawinski will score. Here comes Cruz. He's coming home. Here's the throw. It's cut off. He scores. It's a 2-run double for DeLay, and the Pirates take the lead 3-2.
DeLay has been some kind of story. A guy who was going to give the game up, ended up being in the major leagues, gets a ball up in the strike zone and just hammers at the left center field. You see Cabrera cannot beat it. Bader gets there, but not able, throwing against his body, to get much on the throw. Cruz scores easily.
Show off some athleticism there. Cruz on first base with a big lead, not being held on. We talked about his bat speed and his arm speed. He's got foot speed as well. The 5-tool player.
Pitch to Hayes is outside. 1-0. One and one. Hayes, 2 ground balls to first and 1 back to the mound, so he's 0 for 3. Foul back to the screen, 1-2. Toronto leads Philly 8-5, top of the 7th inning. Magic number is 11. And by the way, the magic number for the Yankees to make the playoffs is 4. But obviously, they have higher aspirations. They want to win the American League East and get a bye in that first round. Swing and a miss. Hayes down on strikes. But Pittsburgh takes the lead. 2 runs, 2 hits, and 1 man left. We go to the bottom of the 6th. Amtrak. Book your next trip in the Northeast early and save up to 50%. Go to Amtrak.com to book your next adventure today. And by FanDuel Sportsbook, make every moment more. Some Pirates who wore Yankee uniforms and vice versa. The first one, Willie Randolph, that's one of the great trades the Yankees ever made. They sent Doc Medich to the Pirates. And Willie Randolph was one of the returns the Yankees got, and all he did was become a captain and win championships as a coach and as a player. Pretty good trade. Montefiore Einstein scoreboard. We go to the bottom of the 6th inning. It's 3-2 Pittsburgh. Jack Sawinski takes over in right field, and Dwayne Underwood Jr. takes over on the mound.
You know, it's amazing. I mean, here is an interleague series with the Pirates and the Yankees, but there is a big history with the Pirates and the Yankees. Obviously, the Mazeroski home run, but some of the trades of Willie Randolph, Charlie Hayes, we talked about, Doc Ellis, Doug Drabeck, Rick Rhoden. I mean, there's all kind of names. Luis Sojo. Dale Berra even came to play with his father here. So, you know, there's a lot of history with the Pirates and the Yankees.
Yeah, the Drabeck one didn't work out that great.
No, he was a Cy Young in Pittsburgh, and that didn't quite work out that way.
0-2 on Donaldson as Underwood takes over for Ortiz. We're in the bottom of the 6th inning. 1-2.
The best deal in mobile. Get unlimited for only $29.99. Visit SpectrumMobile.com.
Bottom of the 6th is 3-2 Pittsburgh over the Yankees. First game of a 2-game set. And the 1-2. Up the middle and through for a base hit. Leadoff single for Josh Donaldson.
Well, a line drive earlier in the game got nothing. Another hard hit ball up the middle finds a hole. And Josh Donaldson, you see him behind the ball a little bit now, still reaching, but able to stay with it right off the hump into the center field.
You're right, Paul. He's finding the sweet spot on his barrel much more often now.
Here is Giancarlo Stanton. And there's a strike. Well, the history with the Yankees and the Pirates in the postseason in 1927, the Murderers Row Yankees swept the Pirates 4-0. Babe Ruth hit 400. Lou Gehrig hit 308. Swing and a miss. Those guys are talking about the 1960 series where Mazeroski walked it off, and the Yankees, as Stanton goes down looking. That was low. You could see why Stanton was upset.
It's not only low, but it hasn't been called a strike all night, so it's not consistent with where the strike zone's been tonight.
Here's Cabrera.
Well, he's yelling it's not down. And we could call the game and take a break and go look at it and show him if we'd like. The ball was down.
That's why I like potentially a challenge system with automated strike zones in the future, which is being tested in the minor league level, along with a full automated system, which I don't think that would be as easy to sort of throw in the big leagues right away. But a challenge system would be interesting, where Stanton could right then and there challenge that pitch and get it potentially overturned. And you get 3 of those a game.
Now you get just 3, or do you keep your 3 if you're right?
To be determined, yeah. I mean, obviously you could tweak the rules either way, but I think it's just 3. I'm not sure if you retain it if you get it right. That could be part of the bargain.
2-1. Just to finish about the 1960 World Series, 7 games, Pirates won. The Yankees outscored the Pirates 55-27. So plus 28 is the biggest World Series run differential of all time. And it was in favor of the team that lost. And that was the only game, Game 7, that his teammates said they ever saw Mickey Mantle cry.
I think that was the year. I mean, Bobby Richardson was the MVP of that series on the losing team, right?
Yep.
No, Yogi Berra was playing left field.
Yep.
On the Mazeroski home run.
Foul away.
You know, we used to see Whitey Ford all the time, Paulie, in the clubhouse for Old Timers Day, or he'd be around. He was still mad at the end at Casey Stengel for not pitching him in that game.
Start.
Yes.
Yep.
For not using him on short rest.
So 3-2 on Oswaldo Cabrera. Runner at first, 1 man out. Underwood deals. Drilled deep to right field. There it goes. Foul ball. Right down the line. Just missed the pole. And they'll do it again.
He is a hitter. A lot of times you'll try to use body language or just lean one way to try to keep it. And you could tell Cabrera did all he could to steer this ball fair. To no avail. Just hooked it foul.
And he works a walk. It's time for the Audi Electric Moment. Experience a fully electric Audi vehicle at your local Tri-State Audi dealer today.
Wow, breaking in. This is what you want. You haven't played in a while. Nice base hit to tie the game. And then let's use your wheels. Get a good jump, a good read. And let's test his foot and see if it's all right. At the time, put the Yankees ahead. Harrison Bader, it's your electric moment.
So here is Bader playing his first game since June 26th. And he takes a strike from Underwood. You know, it's Ken Rosenthal of The Athletic and Fox Sports who did a story on Bader and informed Bader that, you know, the Yankee fan base upset that Jordan Montgomery has done so well, and they were kind of lying in wait for Bader. And Bader said, I didn't even know about that. He said, all I could do is try to make him cheer. That one off the glove of Delay all the way to the backstop. Moving the runners up to second and third.
Again, that's a big play for the Yankees, moving the winning run to second base. And an easy ground ball or fly ball will now tie this. And moving Donaldson to third.
A wild pitch, so they bring the infield in on the right side. They keep O'Neill Cruz back at short. And that's through for a base hit. Donaldson scores. Here comes Cabrera. The throw is cut off. It's a 2-run single for Bader. What a Yankee debut. And the Yankees lead 4-3.
Well, these are big plays for the Yankees. They have made Pittsburgh really, the extra outs they've really taken, and Bader's been part of both of them by singling here, just putting the ball in play, infield in, finds a hole, and a 2-run single puts the Yankees back on top.
Well, that's how big that wild pitch was. If the infield is back, that could be an inning-ending double play.
Paul hit the nail on the head. 2-strike approach on a 1-2 count with excellent play coverage. That ball is probably off the plate a bit. Too close to take and shoots it the other way.
So the pitching coach, Marine, comes out to talk with Underwood again. And Bader is 2 for 3. A lot of family and friends in the ballpark today to see Bader play for his hometown team.
And if you're kind of for Leffa here, you really have to kind of peek and see. And if Bader goes, you know, you've got to give him a strike and give him an opportunity to steal a base. Last time he's put the ball in play as Bader was running.
Grounded softly to Cruz. The low throw could not be scooped there by Chavis, and that allows IKF to reach. So first and second, 1 man out.
Well, numbers don't lie, and Pittsburgh is leading the major leagues in errors. And so far tonight, every time they've given the Yankees extra outs, the Yankees have really made them pay. And again, an easy out at first. And now the Yankees have an opportunity to really put some runs on the board here.
Now that scored an E6 on Cruz. Runners on first and second. Great speed on the bases for the Yankees. And that brings up Trevino. On deck is Judge. One and 0. Lined into center field. It is a base hit. Bader is going to be held up. Throw comes all the way home. And backing up is Underwood. So that loads the bases for Aaron Judge.
Well, the little break here. I mean, you saw Bader going around and actually held up late and then slipped. I mean, if your foot is not 100% after the plantar fasciitis that he had, hopefully everything is good there. But it gives an exciting at bat to Aaron Judge right here.
When Babe Ruth hit his 60th home run after the game, he said, "Let's see some other player match that." Aaron Judge will try right now. There's a strike. Judge is 0 for 2 with a walk. Yankees lead 4-3.
Yeah, this is that borderline pitch down low. Aaron Judge doesn't like the call. You can tell immediately.
The 0-1. Missed 1-1. Everyone in the outfield seats, they're standing. Two and 1. When Babe Ruth hit 60 home runs in 1927, that was more than every other team hit as a team in the American League. 2-1. 3-1. And in 1927, when Ruth hit 60, he had 17 home runs in September. 3-1. 3-2.
A little two-seamer kind of ties Aaron Judge up there. You see the slight uppercut, but then straight down on his foot.
Bases loaded, 1 out. 3-2 to Judge. Fouled off. They'll do it again.
Well, another sinker there, Coney, but a little bit better pitch to hit for Aaron Judge. Still on top of the baseball, though, with that sinking action.
Very tough pitcher to lift and get the ball in the air.
3-2. Swing and a miss. He struck him out. 2 away.
That pitch to me looked like Aaron Judge almost got rushed. It just wasn't quite ready. It was kind of a hanging breaking ball and just kind of backed up.
Finally saw a pitch up and his eyes lit up. Little high cutter. Underneath and late.
Mm-hmm.
Here's Anthony Rizzo. Pitch up and away. 1-0. Toronto's lead over Philly is 10-5, bottom of the 7th inning. That's in Philadelphia. Yankees' magic number against Toronto is 11. They lead 4-3 here in the bottom of the 6th. Grounded and grabbed there by Chavis. A beautiful play, steps on the bag, and that'll do it. Yankees get 2 runs on 3 hits, 1 error, and the bases are left loaded. Harrison Bader looks happy to be a Yankee. The kid from Bronxville having a night here in the Bronx. With David Cohn. The Yankees' legendary pitcher and our broadcast partner joins podcast host Justin Shackle and James Smythe for an in-depth conversation that blends old-school experience with present-day analytics. Catch a new episode of Toe on the Slab tonight following the Yankees postgame right here on Yes. Toe on the Slab in the Boogie Down Bronx, right?
That is it. You sold that. Thank you.
Cadillac
Thanks.
Scoreboard 4-3. Harrison Bader 4. Pittsburgh 3. Bader having a night. Brian Reynolds will lead it off here in the 7th against Trevino. That's drilled deep to right field. Fair ball. It's a tie game. It's a tie game. Into the second deck. It's 4-4.
Well, Reynolds has had some kind of night at the plate, his 24th of the year, but Trevino has got some balls up, and you have not seen that since he's been over. He's been really good since he's come over from Oakland, but a couple balls up. The line drive double to left field, and now the home run to tie this game up. And you just see this ball up in the strike zone, right where Reynolds is looking.
It's number 24 on the year for Brian Reynolds.
Another high drive. This one's a foul ball.
Coney, what's the quick fix for a sinker baller that can't get the ball down?
Well, throw a 4-seamer.
Yeah, go to something else.
Get it inside. Trevino had success when he came over with the Yankees, and they encouraged him to throw a slider more. Probably his best pitch, that one right there. He's gotten beat twice tonight on that fastball that has been left out over the plate.
Was Trevino's 20th game with the Yanks, and the home run by Reynolds, his first allowed as a Yankee. Did he go? No, he did not. 2-2. Missed outside, 3-2. In the 7th inning, game is tied at 4. Stevenson is ready. Foul back. So Trevino's faced 2 batters, gave up the 2-run double, or 3 batters, the 2-run double to delay, then struck out Hayes. And then Reynolds hits the home run. Was that catcher's interference?
No. Just ball 4 in the dirt, and that's going to be it.
So a rough outing for Trevino. And Boone will signal to the bullpen. Trevino has been money with the Yankees, but tonight he struggled, leaves a runner on first base, and leaves the game tied. Trevino for the 2022 Roberto Clemente Award presented by Capital One, which recognizes players who best represent the game through positive contributions on and off the field. Vote today at MLB.com/Clemente21 for Jose Trevino. He's warming up Jonathan Loaisiga, the Yankees' 4th pitcher. Now you see the overall numbers, but in the last 23 games, it's Jonathan Loaisiga from last year, 1.29 ERA.
You usually get a pretty good early read on Jonathan Loaisiga. If he's dropping that 2-seamer on the inside corner to right-handed batters and throwing it for strikes.
Castro's at first. Chavis at the plate. Foul back. Still nobody out. The home run by Reynolds tied it at 4 in the top of the 7th inning here in the Bronx. And then the walk to Castro knocked Trevino out of the game and brought on Loaisiga. Right back to Loaisiga. They make the play at first. Moving to second is Castro.
Such a good sinker, Coney. It ends up being a sacrifice swinging bunt. I mean, 2 balls right in on his knuckles.
Yeah, absolute bowling balls from Loaisiga, his first 2 pitches.
So here's Sawinski. He pinch hit for Castillo in the 6th against Marinaccio and had a pinch hit single through the right side of the infield. Go-ahead runs at second base for the Pirates. It's a 4-4 game. And a strike. Pirates led 1-0 after 4.5, but the Yankees scored 2 runs in the 5th, take a 2-1 lead. Pirates came back with 2 in the 6th. That put them up 3-2. Yankees came back and answered with 2 in the bottom of the inning, made it 4-3. But the home run by Reynolds has tied the score at 4. He checks the swing and held up 2-1. Three and 1. Kevin Newman is on deck. And the pitch. Ball 4. Sawinski walks, putting runners on first and second. And that'll bring up Newman.
See, that's the part that bothers players and managers more than anything. Just the inconsistency on a particular location of the strike zone. Last inning, they're strikes. This inning, they're balls. And that's what he's hearing.
Well, Bellino certainly seems like he believes in his calls.
That's what they're taught in the umpire schools.
Deny, deny, deny.
Be confident. Be confident in your calls.
And that's outside to Newman, 1-0. Robert Stevenson is ready for the Pirates in their bullpen. One-0. There's a strike. One and one with one out. Outside, 2-1.
On the other end of it, for Jonathan Loaizaga, if you're going to throw that slider, you got to throw it for strikes. You got to prove you can get it over. It's got excellent shape and break and action on it. You got to get it over.
Right in on the hands, 2-2.
That's what I've kind of noticed, Coney, is, you know, after 2 good sinkers to start off, you get an easy out. Then you go strike 1. Then you go change up, slider, change up. And now you've kind of lost what your strength is, and that's throwing strikes with your fastball.
The life of a reliever, you got to have it right now.
Broken back, ground ball. Donaldson goes to second, one. That's all they'll get. Moving to third is Castro, and Newman reaches on the fielder's choice.
Okay, Coney, I mean, you always talk about the eye test or reading the bat. I mean, there has not been a ball hit hard that is a two-seamer yet. You've had 2 broken bats. Sometimes I just don't know why you go away from it. Is that overthinking from a pitcher?
Certainly to a right-handed batter, you are correct. Seems like the lefty got him out of sync just a bit. You're going to face another one here, and a tough one.
Here's O'Neill Cruz.
And his talent and his splits, much better against righties. 246 with 14 of his 17 home runs have come against right-handed pitchers.
Cruz has walked 3 times tonight. Missed outside. 1-0. 2-0. Allen's on deck.
Yeah, right to your point, Paul. Two back-to-back changeups to the left-handed batter. Seems like to a right-handed batter, he knows exactly what he wants to do. He's going to barrel that two-seamer in and pitch off of that. To a lefty, especially a tough lefty. Wait a minute, how am I going to go about this? Let me go back-to-back changeups. Pushes them, misses arm side up.
2-0. Swing and a miss. 2-1. Tried to chase Castro back. No one was at third, as Donaldson's playing off the line by a lot.
And got the call, or certainly the chase. That ball's off the plate a bit.
Be the 16th pitch from Loaisiga. And it's a strike. Changeup, 2-2. Two balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Runner goes from first. It's low. A stolen base for Newman. No throw. And a full count on O'Neal Cruz.
Everything's been away the whole at bat.
3-2. Swing and a miss, got him with the changeup. But the Pirates tie the score 1 run on 1 hit and 2 men left on base at the end of 6.5. Game's tied at 4. It's time for the 7th inning stretch. But we'll stay right here as they honor America in the Bronx.
Ladies and gentlemen, will you rise and remove your caps? And please direct your attention to the area behind home plate as the New York Yankees welcome an honored military guest. United States Army First Lieutenant Bob Nilsson from East Haven, Connecticut, who served in the Vietnam War. The Yankees say thank you for your sacrifice and service to our nation. And now, ladies and gentlemen, Robert Merrill's rendition of God Bless America. All right, fans, it's stretch time.
Jimenez is having some season. Cadillac scoreboard game summary 4-8-2 for the Pirates, 4-6-0 for the Yankees. Neither starter is a pitcher of record, obviously. 4-4 bottom of the 7th. Ortiz pitched well. Lester Cortez labored a little bit, but He was a pitcher of record on the winning side for a while. Reynolds 3 for 4, a big night. And Bader in his Yankee debut, what a night. Here's Robert Stevenson. You see his numbers. This is his 54th game.
Good night for the center fielders on both sides.
So it'll be Torres, Donaldson, and Stanton here in the bottom of the 7th. And there's a strike. Swing and a miss. And the 0-2. Punched out into right field. It's a base hit. When you're hot, you're hot. He is 2 for 4 tonight. A leadoff single for Torres.
Coney, every once in a while you talk about those check swings. That was just kind of a check swing, but a base hit to right field. So just kind of feeling for it, not even getting through it. But with the bat on the baseball, you never know.
How do you describe that? Poked in the right?
Poked, yeah. Dunked. Served. One and 0 to Donaldson, who's 1 for 3. Stevenson, his 7th big league season, 29 years old. Swing and a miss. The best man at his wedding was former teammate and former Yankee Sal Romano.
It's a good story. Wasn't it Sal Romano while he was here? I know it was short. Meredith covered that pretty well, if I remember correctly. He had a big personality. Good dude.
Swing and a miss. 1 and 2. Stanton's on deck. He's 0 for 2 with a walk.
There's not too many things that go on around here that Meredith isn't just all over. Mike.
Locked in. Torres just got back. Kind of a bluff there by Torres. 2 and 2. Now, if you believe in such symmetry, when Babe Ruth hit his 60th home run, he didn't get it until the 8th inning. The game was tied, and he hit one right down the right field line that stayed fair. 2-run home run, ended up winning the game. Two. Let's see if they turn 2. Nope, bobbled. And they get just 1 on the nice scoop by Chavis as Torres advances to second. Just avoided his second error of the night.
Well, it's not an error, but it gives the Yankees an opportunity now. And just you see this ball kind of run up, and in the transition, just not able to get it in his hand. And Gleyber Torres gets to second base instead of an easy double play. Ball off the end of the bat. Donaldson knows what's coming.
It's hard to fight that initial disappointment when you don't make good contacts, carry the bat with you a few steps.
Pitch to Stanton as a strike.
And we see it so much in today's game. You know, it's not that players today are dogs. It's just, you know, they expect to get a hit, and when they don't, they're disappointed. And then sometimes a false step or not running right out of the box can cost you.
Yeah, you don't believe how you scold yourself, Coney. As soon as you miss a pitch, hit it off the end of the bat, you do. You scream, you yell, and you don't, you don't take, it's not intentional, but you're right. It's just a habit of assuming and it's going to be a double play.
You expect to get a hit so much. When you don't, the disappointment sets in.
Let's see if they could get him at second. They do not. He was way off the bag, but Stevenson didn't notice until too late.
Yeah, Gleyber trying to time him perfectly and get a cheat steal, and almost cost him right there.
See, Aaron Boone had a great line about Gleyber Torres at his base running. He said that sometimes Gleyber thinks he's invisible out there. Perfect description.
Lays off that pitch, 1-2.
Remember Posada every once in a while, Cody would do things, and Jeter would just meet him at the top step. He's like, what are you in Little League? You just run till they tag you? Or he would just like put his helmet back in the rack and just walk down there and sit down.
Just missed. Two and two on Stanton. Runner at second. 4-4 game, bottom of the seventh.
One of the best lines I heard about running hard to first base came from George Brett. And that's what he wished for in his last at-bat. You know what George Brett wanted to do in his last at-bat? He said, I want to hit a ground ball to second base and run as hard as I can to first base.
Would that have been new for him?
No, he did that a lot in his career. Obviously, left-handed batters rolling over, ground ball in the canoe. He called it in the canoe when he was struggling. I'm in this canoe. I keep hitting this ball in the canoe to second base. And
3-2. Swing and a miss. Got him on the slider, and Stanton continues to struggle. 0 for 3, a walk and 3 strikeouts.
Again, it looks so easy when everything's going well. You see there's a lot of movement on his bottom half, which you don't see. Front hip open, kind of lunging away and then reaching, actually losing the bat. And that's just your weight kind of falling away from the ball. He's usually so close, or he just waits to see it and discards it.
Oswaldo Cabrera takes outside. He's 0 for 2, reached on an E8 and walked. He scored 2 runs. One and one on deck is Harrison Bader. Well, the Yankees not getting much help from the Phillies as Toronto leads 14-5, bottom of the 8th. Tampa Bay being shut out by Houston 5-0. They're in the bottom of the 9th. Baltimore is trailing Detroit 3-2, bottom of the 8th inning. Seattle and Oakland just underway. 2 outs in the top of the first. 0-0.
That escalated quickly in Philly, didn't it?
Oh, yep.
14.
And in the Central, Cleveland won, and the White Sox nothing. Bottom of the third in Chicago.
If you think of the disappointments in team, I would think the White Sox are, coming into the year, you expected them just to run away with the Central, and they've really fallen off the face of the earth this second half.
A lot of injuries. They're trying to make a late run. Kansas City leads Minnesota 4-3, top of the 6th inning in KC. So a 3-2 count on Cabrera. Gleyber is at second. Fouled straight back. And the payoff. Another high fly ball, but well foul. Now, hasn't been a transition period for him, David. He just fit in.
Acts like he belongs.
Yeah.
Right?
Nothing seems too big.
Of course I belong here. What took you so long?
Three-two. Another foul ball.
Well, he's had some pitches to hit in this at bat, and he's fouled them off. Another one, just kind of a hanger right down the middle of the plate. Look at this pitch sequence. A lot of sliders towards the end of it, and a couple of them have been very hittable.
Three-two. Swing and a miss. And that'll do it here in the 7th. No runs a hit, and one man left on second base. We go to the 8th inning. It's a 4-4 game on Yes. Well, tomorrow night on Yes, the Yankees wrap up this 2-game set with the Pirates. Don't miss a single at bat as Aaron Judge continues his chase for home run history. Coverage begins at 6 with Audi batting practice and the pregame. Then first pitch is scheduled for shortly after 7 on Yes and streaming on the Yes app. Now, Bill Mazeroski's son is a Pirate scout who actually signed Clay Holmes. It all comes together.
Doc Ellis still has no hitter as a Pirate?
Yes. And also said he was a little bit...
He was tripping.
Yeah, he was tripping.
Not the slang term either, huh?
No, he was really tripping.
There was a story about he could not, when he was with Pittsburgh, could not stand the Cincinnati Reds because the Reds used to own them. And he said, I'm hitting every player that comes to the plate. Well, he hit Pete Rose, he hit Joe Morgan, and then all of a sudden, Tony Perez was like running around the batter's box. He said he's not going to hit a moving target. He just kept firing at people. He actually said it in the paper, too.
Kind of leaving a paper trail, that's not a good idea. Soft ground ball. Donaldson just gets the Speedy Allen for the first out of the 8th. Well, Doc threw his no-hitter on June 12, 1970 at San Diego. He walked 8, but got the no-hitter. Actually pitched well in a short time with the Yankees.
He gave up the huge home run to Reggie Jackson in the All-Star game off the transformer there in Detroit, right?
Yep.
That was Doc?
Yeah.
Wow.
You know what? He almost tripped the transformer, too.
He blamed it on the catcher. Said, I threw it. I threw it, but he called it.
1-0 to delay. 4-4 game. We're in the 8th inning. Johan Ramirez warming for the Pirates. Likely see him next. You know, Derek Shelton been in the Yankee farm system for a long time as the Pirate manager, and he said something really interesting how he's approaching these games and approaching Aaron Judge. He said, I learned when Buck Showalter was managing a really bad Oriole team, and he played every game as if it was the most important game and tried to win every single game, did everything right. He said, and by Buck doing that against the Red Sox, that allowed the Tampa Bay Rays to get into the postseason that year. And he said, even if you're a bad team, you might affect the pennant race. You know, like the Toronto Blue Jays want the Yankees to lose this game. So Derek Shelton is managing this game as if it's important for the Pirates.
And that is a great point, Michael. And that's one of the reasons why they changed the roster rules in September. Exactly what you're talking about. No 40-man rosters anymore. No parade of relief pitchers in September.
Well, David, it looks like they're playing a football game in Philly. Toronto 14, Philadelphia 10 now, bottom of the 8th.
Interleague game, the Argonauts against the Eagles.
Tell you what, though, if this Philly had Jalen Hurts, they'd be okay. He played great last night.
He did.
Here's Hayes. He caught his dad's first pitch today here at the stadium. Swing and a miss.
You know, we talked about Josh Donaldson coming quietly. That last play that we just saw was really good. No margin for error. He had to charge all in one motion, field and throw. He really has been stellar defensively this year for the Yankees at third base.
There's a strike.
You kind of gloss over that play, but he was playing deep in the shortstop position there. Had to come a long way. No margin for error. Glove it and throw it on the money with something on it. Clearly, you know, I know the Yankees have struggled down the stretch here, but the overriding theme of the Yankees this year has been a massive improvement defensively. Converting ground balls into outs, especially the left side of the infield, compared to last year.
Chop toward first, Rizzo. He fires the second, and the ball hits Delay and goes into left field. Delay will go to third, and reaching at first is Hayes.
Well, it looked like Rizzo took his time to get the sure out, trying to get the head runner, but he kind of threw it against it, and it looks like he bobbled the ball and didn't get a good grip on it. The next thing you know, you kind of tug it across and make it a tough play, an impossible play for IKF.
So that's an E3 on Rizzo.
There's a good view right here on the super shot of the bobble. At this point, you got to make a quick decision. Do I just eat it and take the sure out at first, or do I push it and still try to get him at second?
Well, Matt Blake will come out and talk because they've got to figure out a way to get out Brian Reynolds. He is 3 for 4 tonight, 2 singles and a home run.
One trip left.
Check out the exit velo of that home run presented by Spectrum Mobile. Go to SpectrumMobile.com today. 112.4 off the bat. Travel 424 feet deep into the second deck and right. Well, the animation looks great. Four game. We're in the 8th inning, and the Pirates are threatening first and third with 1 man out against Loizaga. And Trevino standing in front of the plate giving signs to his middle infielders in case Hayes goes. Fouled that one back. And the 0-1. Upstairs, 1-1. One ball, one strike, one out. First and third, 4-4 game, top of the 8th. Upstairs. During this time when he has been lights out, this is the most that Loaisiga struggled. Doesn't seem to have that unerring command that he usually has. He's finding that pitch, trying to find that pitch.
It's the left-handed batters to where he's searching.
Three one.
It's like strike one with the sinker, and then let's go to changeup and sliders, and he's not able to throw those secondary pitches like you said, Coney, for strike. So I think at some point, you just trust your sinker to get a ground ball, right?
Yeah, he's so much more aggressive against righties, throwing that sinker inside.
Ground ball, left side, and past the diving Kiner-Falefa into left field. Delay scores, moving to second is Hayes. It's an RBI single for Reynolds, his 4th hit of the night, and the Pirates lead 5-4.
Well, Reynolds does what lefties will do to a sinker, and that's slap it the other way on the ground. He just got it to the right of Kiner-Falefa, where it was not able to turn to. Sinking fastball, stay on top. You can't really elevate it, just slap it the other way, and it finds a hole. So Kiner-Falefa really up the middle.
So big night for Reynolds. Loaisiga departs. Yankees go to the bullpen. Clay Holmes coming on to face his former team. The WB Mason Yankees postgame and get highlights, analysis, and complete reaction from tonight's game with the Pirates, plus Aaron Boone on the manager's report, and of course much more. So here is Clay Holmes in his last 15 games, somewhat concerning, a 6.60 ERA. Overall, the numbers are very good. Remember, in the first half, he was practically unhittable. Made the All-Star team for the American League. This is his 60th game of the year, 20 of 25 in save opportunities. He just wants to get out of this jam right now. The Yankees are trailing 5-4, and the Pirates have runners on first and second with one out. And here is Rodolfo Castro, 0 for 3 with a walk. Hayes at second and Reynolds at first. One and 0. Checks his swing. One one. Well, the error by Rizzo looms very large in this inning. Kind of opened the gate a bit, and the Pirates have one run, trying to stop him right here. Still just one out. Holmes looking for that double play ground ball. 1-2. When he threw that slider in Milwaukee, it kind of moved side to side. It didn't really have depth to it, and he got in trouble and got hurt. But that was a good slider right there. 1-2. High drive, right field. Going back, Judge. He's on the track. He's at the wall. He leaps. See ya. A 3-run home run for Castro. And Holmes' struggles continue as the Pirates lead 8-4.
Boy, Castro looked like he knew this was going out of the stadium, and it went into the front row. But it landed far enough, 371 feet, and a 3-run homer. And now the Pirates have taken an 8-4 lead. Castro's 11th of the year.
Right on cue, Michael, as the slider stays right there.
Here's Chavis.
You know, Aaron Judge is 6'7", and he could jump really high. And you'd really feel foolish if he came down with this. First row.
Hey. 0-2 on Chavis.
Let's see, Judge is up and over, and no. Maybe second row.
Tipped into the glove of Trevino, and Chavis down on strikes. Castro is the guy who, on a slide into third base, his cell phone popped out of his pocket. And, you know, he pretty much just styled a home run that just got over the wall. And believe me, it's not just the Pirates, it's every team, including the Yankees. But as long as managers don't address it, it's not really for us to address it. Here's Sawinski. There's a strike.
Well, that was 97.7 miles an hour off of his bat. It went 371 feet, and it's a home run in one ballpark in the big leagues. So you've heard the term, porched. Clay Holmes got porched.
One and two.
But your point about the slider is well taken, Michael, and duly noted. Clay Holmes has thrown a lot more sliders as of late. And that one just kind of sat there, took a seat.
You know, you don't want to get too far ahead of yourself, but, you know, the Yankees in a big playoff series. Who's closing right now? I mean, there's not that one person that, you know, Mariano Rivera, that you can say, okay, he's getting the ball in the ninth inning. Boone might have to mix and match his way right through the playoffs. 2-2. Sounds like a broken bat. Ground ball to Rizzo. He flips to Holmes, and that will do it. Well, the Yankee Stadium crowd boos as the Pirates put up a 4 spot in a big error by Rizzo. 8-4 Pittsburgh. We go to the bottom of the 8th inning on the Hyundai scoreboard, and the Pirates are leading the Yankees 8-4, 8-10-2 for Pittsburgh, 4-7-1 for the Yankees. Yohan Ramirez, a strikeout per inning. This is his 23rd game. You can see a lot of walks there, 18 and 28 in the third. Be the bottom third of the Yankee order: Bader, Kiner-Falefa, Trevino. If anybody gets on, Judge.
I'd like to send out some condolences, Michael. Julia Gerard recently passed away at 92 years old. She is the grandmother of Samantha Gerard, who works here with the Yankees, longtime assistant director of premium sales here. So, Samantha, our condolences to you. And Julia was very proud of Samantha, her first granddaughter, working for the Yankees for a long time.
All condolences. So here is Bader. 3 ribbies, 2 for 3, and a run scored. First since Stanton to have 3 ribbies in his Yankee debut. Stanton had 4, March 29, 2018 at Toronto. Ramirez deals outside. Judge 0 for 3 with a walk tonight. Grounded foul, 1-1.
Well, I think your point, Paulie, is well taken with regards to Harrison Bader. As we see Chapman getting hot again. Things might come full circle for Aroldis Chapman before this year's over. But Bader really tested his foot today several times on the bases, and what you said before, especially the quick stop at third.
2-1.
Sometimes you come off a rehab assignment, you haven't really pushed it or tested it. He got tested tonight. We'll see how he comes out of it. He looks good.
That one is caught by the leaping Ramirez for the first out. Well, the guy who hit the big 3-run home run, he had some issues earlier in the year, got fined for this. He had a cell phone in his back pocket. I don't know who he was calling, who he was texting. The third base coach said, really? Are you really doing this? He won't take it.
Yeah, that reaction says it all.
For Ramirez, this is his 3rd team this year. Traded from the Mariners to the Guardians for cash on May 16th. Then Cleveland traded him to the Pirates on July 8th. I don't know how I feel about this. For unknown compensation. Like, Paul, you got traded. You got traded. You knew it was for Roberto Kelly.
Yep, you're exactly right.
Not even a player to be named later?
No, just unknown.
Could be a player to be named later. Could be money.
That one just misses. Ramirez thought it was strike 3.
I have to refer to James Smythe here, our wizard over here, but I think there's been some transactions where the player to be named later was actually the same guy. I traded for yourself. It's almost like a rental. You traded to somebody. After the season, you go back.
1-2. Still 1-2.
Could be wrong, but I think I remember something like that happening.
It sounds vaguely familiar. Trevino on deck, and in the hole is Judge. Oh, over the weekend, the Yankees lost 2 out of 3 to Milwaukee. And while they were doing that, the Pirates were getting swept out of Citi Field. And now, bottom of the 8th inning, Pirates 8, Yankees 4. Three and 2. Well, we told you he's walked 18 and 28 and a third. So now a 3-2 count on Connor Falefa. Grounded to Castro. 2 down. Crowd of 40,157 here at the stadium tonight. Some of them have left, which is kind of odd because Judge still has an at-bat coming. Well, bottom of the 9th inning, Toronto now leads Philly 18-10. Remember Game 4 of the 1993 World Series? Toronto beat Philadelphia 15-14 in that one. And 2 on Trevino. Trevino has 2 hits tonight, which is good news for the Yankees because he was 4 for 37 coming in. Also has an RBI, so 2 singles and a fly ball to center. Chopped slowly to third. Hayes charges. And a 1-2-3 inning for Ramirez as the Yankees go down in order, and Judge will wait till the bottom of the 9th inning as the Pirates lead 8-4. Ball fans, watch the record-breaking home run on Yes and win a record-breaking pick-and-play jackpot on the Yes app. Correctly answer 5 questions about the game when 99 will hit number 62, and you can win up to $62,000. Game is free to play and is open now, so download the Yes app, tap on the Play tab, and get ready to watch history and win big. See official rules for details. You can't play, Paul. Boy, and yes, you can't win.
That's it.
So here's Chapman as the Yankees will use him here in the 9th. And there seems almost now to be a little more urgency to straighten him out, because you have to have a closer in the postseason, and Chapman has done that job. He's done that job well for many years, and he struggled this season. He has never blown a save opportunity this year. He's 9 for 9, but the numbers, well, they're not as good as they should be. 23 walks in 31 and 2/3 innings, and that's the issue. And you kind of know right away exactly what he's bringing to the party. Now Kevin Newman will lead off. Inside. Newman is 2 for 4. And the pitch. 2-0.
You always go to Twitter between innings for a reason, right, Michael? I got my answer on players that were traded for themselves.
Bring it. What do you got?
There was a few. Harry Cheedy was the first one back in 1960.
Fly ball, shallow center. Hader puts it away.
Yankees also had one guy. Brad Golden.
That was the catcher who caught the night that Thurman Munson's funeral.
Yes.
And didn't come out with the rest of the team and left home plate open. That was Brad Golden.
Yankees traded him to the Seattle Mariners for Larry Milbourne and a player to be named later. It was him. He was the player to be named later.
I ended up playing with Brad Golden. He was in AAA with me, Coney, when we were in Denver. He was with the Reds at that point.
0-1 on O'Neill Cruz.
Most recent example, John McDonald, 1999.
That really is just renting.
It sort of is, yeah. On July 22nd, 2005, Tigers acquired him from Toronto for, you guessed it, player to be named later. John McDonald was the player to be named later for himself. We got several replies. Ravi Maybelline on Twitter. So thank you, Ravi.
One and two on O'Neal Cruz. Swing and a miss. Good slider by Chapman. 2 away.
Well, if ever there was a time for Aroldis Chapman to find it, now is it for the Yankees. And a good-looking finish pitch right here. Lefty on lefty. Slider down and out of the zone.
So here's Allen, and Judge is going to lead off in the bottom of the 9th inning. Top of the order for the Yanks, Judge, Rizzo, and Torres as they try to make up this 4-run deficit. Allen shows bunt and takes a strike. Another slider, backdoor. And the 0-1. 1-1. And the veteran lefty deals the 1-1. There's a fastball strike. 1-2.
That's really what you look for Aroldis Chapman. How's the heater looking? Like the pitching coach from the movie Major League, right? Give him the heater.
Pretty good imitation.
Good, right?
Yeah. One, two. Fouled away.
Yeah, I take it you watched that movie more than one time, Coney. It sounds like you knew it by line, huh?
Pedro Serrano praying to the Babbitt gods before he knew what the Babbitt gods were. Jabu.
Well, you know well as I do, Coney. I mean, you do weird things in that clubhouse. You'll believe in anything if you can try to get a hit.
Ground ball is short. Connor Falefa. And a 1-2-3 inning for Aroldis Chapman. Aaron Judge is going to lead off, sitting on 59 home runs. Take a look at the Chevy play of the game, Paul.
Well, I was in the 8th inning. Rodolfo Castro. Cody said it was a home run in one ballpark. Well, this is the ballpark. His 11th of the year. Kind of broke the game open for the Pittsburgh Pirates. That's your play of the game.
Well, the Yankees will have to try to rally here in the bottom of the 9th inning to avoid losing their 3rd out of 4 games. 8-10-2 is leading for the Pirates. And for Aaron Judge, he's 0 for 3 with a walk, grounded to second, grounded to third, walked, and struck out. Well, Judge has been amazing since July 16th. July 16th, he's hitting .389 with 28 home runs and 61 runs batted in. That's 55 games. And Will Crow, trying to get the pitch comm working, will take over. And you see his numbers. Again, he walks a lot of people as well. So Judge at 59, Babe Ruth is at 60. The first step on the road to history. And there's a strike from Crow. And the righty deals. Missed outside. 1-1. The Maris family's still here. And they should be here all week, or as long as it takes Judge to hit 3 home runs. 2-1 on number 99. And Crow deals. Upstairs, 3-1. Well, we told you Crow's a little wild. Three infielders on the left side for Judge, and here's the 3-1. Drilled deep to left field. There it goes. Number 60. Slide over, babe. You've got some company. Aaron James Judge has tied George Herman Babe Ruth with 60 home runs.
Looks like he even has Maris's son impressed, and I don't know that I'd ever say this on the air, Michael. 60th home run of the year. Wow.
Absolutely incredible and magnificent, and he does it 95 years after Babe Ruth did it in 1927. And you know he probably felt very awkward taking that curtain call because the Yankees are losing the game.
Almost Roger Maris-like. If I remember, Roger Maris had a sheepish little curtain call himself back in the day.
Home run number 60 traveled 430 feet. And as I mentioned, when Ruth hit his 60th, he said 60. Count him, 60. Let's see someone match that. Someone just did. 95 years later. Most home runs through 147 team games. Bonds with 64 in 01. McGuire with 62 in 98. And now Judge. And remember, he has done it in fewer than 154 games, which was a big thing when Maris got 61. Would he do it in the amount of games that Babe did it? Well, Judge still has plenty of time. He's done it in well under the amount of games that Babe did it.
Yes, the old schedule used to be 154 games in the major leagues.
Line drive, it's a base hit to left center field. That's going to split the outfielders. Cutting it off is Reynolds as Rizzo picks up a double. Still nobody out.
It's the old baseball saying, the 3-1 fastball. And give Crow credit. Here it is. I'm going to challenge you. And there it goes.
And the scramble is on.
Doesn't get much better than that, Coney. Everything is on time, perfect. He knew he was going to get a pitch to hit. Down 4 runs, 3-1 count. And again, Michael, I agree. Aaron Judge is so humble for what he has done to take that little curtain call. He knew he had to do it. The team's still losing.
Rizzo's at second, still nobody out. Yankees trying to mount a rally here in the bottom of the ninth. 8-5 Pittsburgh.
That swing is a thing of beauty.
Well, Will Crowe is going to be connected to Aaron Judge forever. And Will Crowe has a connection to pinstripes. His great uncle is a Hall of Famer, Red Ruffing, pitched for the Yankees 1930 through 1942 and then 45 through 46. So a little connection there. 2-1. And that's Will Crowe out in Monument Park earlier, visiting the Red Ruffing plaque earlier. Three and one.
Things happen in this franchise that just make you stop and think sometimes, Paul. That's certainly one of them.
It's, you know what? What a pleasure. I mean, you know, you take the score of the game, obviously, and it's disappointing to this point. But the Yankees got something going. But just to watch what this guy has done this year, pretty much single-handedly at times when this offense has struggled.
Well, nothing would make him feel better about hitting his 60th other than the Yankees rallying to make this a winning game. Because if they lose this game, I know what he's going to say after the game.
Yes. Consummate team player. Respected by his peers like none other because of the way he handles himself and the way he runs around the bases there. He just hit his 60th home run. Look at the way he runs around the bases.
Here's Donaldson. He's the tying run. 1-0. When Babe Ruth hit his 60th home run, he hit it off of Tom Zachary of the Washington Senators, and there were only just over 10,000 fans at Yankee Stadium for that game. And he hit it right down the right field line. Fly ball. Right field. That's going to dunk in for a base hit. And the bases are loaded. Nobody out.
I'll tell you what, all of a sudden it's getting fun, and what a magical night this could become with one swing of the bat for the Yankees at this point.
Peraza pinch running for Donaldson, and Donaldson picks up his second hit of the night.
Well, usually in a big inning and a big comeback, there's a bloop and a blast. The blast came first. Here comes the bloop.
And here is Giancarlo Stanton, who once hit 59 home runs in a season himself. Oh and 1. Stanton's 0 for 3 with a walk. Peraza pinch running for Donaldson. Why? Because he's the tying run, extra base hit. They want to be able to have him score. Rizzo's at third, Torres at second, Peraza is at first. Still nobody out, bottom of the ninth. Two and one. Two.
Good pitch to hit, good swing.
Coney, was one of the most aggressive swings that Stanton has taken all night.
2 balls, 2 strikes, nobody out, bases loaded. Judge has hit his 60th home run. Now the Yankees are trying to win the game. That one's drilled to left field. Is it high enough? See ya! A walk-off grand slam, and the Yankees win. Judge hit 60, and the Yankees win in walk-off fashion.
Well, I don't know about the game, Michael, but the 9th inning was very entertaining. I'll tell you one thing. Usually it starts, as Coney says, with a simple hit. Well, how about a 60th home run to light up the dugout, and then a game-winning grand slam for a guy that you've got to get going in Big G.
If you left early tonight, I'm really sorry. You missed it. Judge leading the way once again. And Giancarlo Stanton. Another good pitch to hit and another good swing. An absolute laser that got out of here in a hurry.
Well, Judge made history, and this ball was history. He swung, eye blink, gone, grand slam, walk-off, Yankees win. Pretty amazing stuff here in the Bronx.
And I'm going to sit here for a while and just watch this over and over again, because this 9th inning was a lot of fun.
More joy on his face from Stanton's grand slam than when he hit his 60th.
It was 118 miles an hour off of Stanton's bat. Went 410 feet and got out of here in 3.8 seconds. Absolute laser.
Well, that's his 27th home run. And if it gets him going, it's a pretty big one.
Boy, did he need that one. And boy, did the Yankees need that one.
There weren't many smiles going into the bottom of the ninth, but now you can light up the ballpark with the smiles on the Yankees. What a win as they take their magic number down to 10 with a magical victory right now. Let's go down to the field where Meredith Marakovits is with Giancarlo Stanton.
Thanks, Michael. Giancarlo, you stepped up to the plate with the bases juice. Just take me through that at-bat.
I had to get a good barrel on it and make sure I could, just make sure I get a ball in the air and then get one at least.
Can you describe the feeling when you know that ball is going out?
It better have gone out. Shoot, it had a little motor on it, so I made sure.
You have been trying to get in a groove at the plate. What can a hit like that do for you to get going for the rest of the season?
It's got to get me rolling. Anything I can do to help the team win, and just finish us off.
How much life did that Aaron Judge home run inject into this team in that 9th inning?
Sparked all of us. It helped us get this win, and he's been doing it all year. He's the man.
60 home runs. Is that number even absurd to you?
And he's not done, so we got plenty left, and he's going to put on a show for everybody in here.
What have you enjoyed most about watching him go about his business this season?
It's just on to the next. You saw him hit 60, and he's like, what happened? He's ready to keep it going, so it's going to be fun to watch.
Giancarlo, congratulations.
Yep, thank you.
Send it back to you.
Thank you, Giancarlo, and thank you to Meredith as well. What an inning. What an inning that you will remember for a long time. Judge with his 60th, and then Stanton with a walk-off grand slam. You can't make it up, David.
No, you can't. And Giancarlo Stanton has put on a clinic on how to deal with playing in the Bronx. He was booed heavily earlier in this game and cheered louder than just about anybody after this happened. He gets it. This guy absolutely gets it. He's accountable. He has been from day one. And that is as big as it gets right there. A walk-off job and a huge comeback.
And that man started it with his 60th home run. Can you imagine we're saying that? His 60th home run. And there's still so many games left to play. 15 more games left to play. And Judge has 60. And as Stanton said, there seems like there's going to be more coming. Just look at the joy on the face of Anthony Rizzo as that ball settles into the left field seats.
You talk about a win you can enjoy, and if you're Aaron Judge and you're any of those guys in pinstripes, to walk away and watch history and then watch a walk-off grand slam, doesn't get much better than that.
60. Say it again. 60 for that man.